What's up, everybody? How are you today? So in today's video, I'm going to talk about how to get fit after pregnancy, how you can get fit, how you can get back on track after pregnancy, and how you can lose all the baby fat. I also have my coffee because, it just somehow gives me comfort, and I just like to talk when I have a cup of coffee with me. So just a little bit of background information about me. Why am I here? How dare I talk about this topic to you? Why am I talking about this topic? Who I am? So my name is Sylvia. I live in the Netherlands. I am 36 years old, and I had 2 pregnancies myself. I am a qualified pre- and postpartum training specialist. I train ladies in their pregnancies and in the postpartum. And I'm also a health coach and nutrition coach. So what is my story? So as I mentioned, I had 2 pregnancies. I'm a mom of 2. One of my daughter is 5. The other one is just turned 2. I am all about home workouts. I find it pretty difficult to get to the gym, drag myself out there to the gym. We also do not have a gym close by our house, and I have all the equipment in my house. I have lots of weights. I like to do weight training, strength training, and a little bit of HIIT cardio, and all of these trainings I can do just from the comfort of my living room. If you know my channel, then you know I share a lot of workouts. You can find a lot of workouts on my channel, home workouts, or you can also do them in the gym if you like. Most of them are strength training workouts or no equipment workouts, HIIT training workouts, all kind of workouts. Really, that's what I do at home. I do my own workouts at home and I keep fit. I like my body. I also constantly work on it still, but I'm content. And I'm all about workout. I love training. I do train about 3 to 4 times a week. I can't really do more because I have 2 kids and it's pretty difficult with all the duties, the chores, household, etc. But I'm being consistent, I'm disciplined, and I'm being consistent with my training. So I do each and every week. I barely leave a week out, maybe if I'm sick or something, but I'm just really sticking to my routine and I'm doing it. I'm doing it for myself. I love to do it as well. It makes me mentally sane. I love to keep fit. I love to move my body. I love to challenge myself, challenge my body. So that's why I'm doing it as well. So how I kept fit before pregnancy. So my first pregnancy was when I gave birth when I was 31 years old, and I'm 36. Second pregnancy, I gave birth when I was 34. And so the first time around, before my first pregnancy, I was all about running. I was just in my 20s. I don't know, in my 20s, I was just running a lot. I was doing some strength training at home, but mainly without equipment. I didn't have all the equipment back then. I was doing some strength training, and about 2 times a week I was running, at least 2-3 times a week sometimes. So I was all about running. I don't know why, but I was just crazy. I loved running. I think it just helped to release my mind, release stress, and felt free from it, something like that. I don't know. During my first pregnancy, I started to do more and more of a strength training because I realized I cannot run during the pregnancy. It was just, there are some ladies who running and they like to do that, but me during the pregnancy, I was like, yeah, I have to switch it up. I can't run. I don't like this feeling that my belly is like, I just can't do it, it's not me. I'm not going to run during my pregnancy. I have to do something else. So I started to do more of the strength training during pregnancy with light weights and no weights, body weight exercises and banded exercises, glute bands, or bands for your arms, and that worked me very well. Both of my pregnancies, I gained about 10 to 11 kilograms, which is very much on the lower level, is pretty normal. During the first pregnancy, I was rather like skinnier, and the second pregnancy, I gained a bit. Now, I can't even say I gained a bit more because kind of it was the same, but my belly was bigger, and funnily the baby was also bigger. I felt like I was eating more during the second pregnancy than the first pregnancy. And funnily my first daughter is she's super skinny and lean, and the second one is a bit over chunky, so she was born also like a half kilogram, 500 grams bigger than my first daughter. So I started the strength training, as I said, during the first pregnancy. I continued this journey after my first pregnancy as well. I stopped running completely. Maybe I run like in the summer twice or something. I don't really run anymore. I just do strength training, and I incorporated also high intensity interval training into my routines. Ever since, after my first pregnancy, I educated more myself, and slowly I get back to shape after my first pregnancy. And then my second pregnancy came, and that was a bit more difficult for me because I also had pelvic floor dysfunction. So I had a lot of pain in the pelvic area. I had a back pain from it. That can happen due to weak core. Weak core muscles, or the belly is putting a lot of pressure on your core as well and on your back. So I was really suffering. I had to visit physiotherapist as well. I was doing additional exercises for the pelvic area, and with that I could take control of it. And it eventually healed after the pregnancy, because as the belly was growing and adding more pressure, you cannot completely heal that. But after the pregnancy, it got better, and I continued these exercises to strengthen my core, my pelvic muscles, and it eventually healed. But because of that, I modified all my exercises during the second pregnancy. So this second pregnancy I was a little bit limited with movement, but I was still trying to do my best with modified exercises to still continue training during the whole 40 weeks. I did continue and didn't want to stop really. So I didn't want my pelvic floor issues to stop me of training. I still wanted to train. So I just modified my workouts, and actually the complete workout guide is available on my YouTube channel as pregnancy training playlist. I will link it for you here as well in the description below. So yeah, that's my journey of my 2 pregnancies. And so how to get fit again after the pregnancy? After my first pregnancy, I noticed it was much easier to get back on track, to get fit again. And I think after the 1.5 year, I was feeling like I'm really strong again. I was doing lots of high intensity workouts. About twice a week, I was doing HIIT training. I was doing lots of abs exercises, core exercises as well. Mainly core rather, and a lot of HIIT, a lot of intense workout I was doing. Also, I was doing strength training, but I was really intense with my training. And that's the difference between the first and my second pregnancy, that I was also older. So I gave birth 34 with my second child. And I really felt the difference that after the second pregnancy, it was harder for me to get back on track, to get fit again. I was still feeling a little bit chunky around this area and my belly. If you see older videos of me, you can see that I still have on the belly area, it was harder for me to lose weight, but even on the arms, on the legs, I was feeling more that I have water, I have fat, I have something. I didn't gain so much weight, so maybe it's just in my head, but comparing to how I was after the first pregnancy, it was much harder to lose all this kind of weight around my waist, really. I also had diastesis recti, but it healed faster than after my first pregnancy, although it came back because I was a little bit ignorant with my core workouts after a while. So after like 1 year, I still had a little bit of diastesis recti because I ignored it. I thought it's already done and I fixed it, I healed it. But then maybe I did more forcing movements that it made it came back. Because it's possible that it heals and it comes back again. But yeah, around, I think that was like last year summer, my baby was like 1 year old and I still could see that I had like a 1.5 finger of diastesis recti, so I had to start the healing procedure again. But after like 2 months, it was okay. So just to summarize it, after my first pregnancy, when I was younger, 31 years old, it was much easier to get fit again. I was able to perform more intense workout. That's the difference. What I noticed after my second pregnancy, I was more tired. I was still working out, but I was not able to perform so intense workouts like before, like so much HIIT workout. Like I used to do twice a week HIIT and also doing more intense strength training sessions. And this time I was just more slow with my movements, and I was more tired. That's also because I think in the first 2 years we had a lot of sleeping issues, and in the first 1 year definitely we didn't sleep at all, me and my husband, like, and that made me also very tired at working full-time, and not sleeping and trying to work out was holding me back from progressing. What you can do for yourself to lose weight after pregnancy or get fit after pregnancy. Definitely first, make sure you are healing. It's very common to have diastesis recti after pregnancy, so you have to make sure that you are healing that first, and after you are getting back to your routine. So you have to strengthen your core first, heal your diastesis recti, and start your more intense movements after that. This is number one priority all the time, because if you still have a mom pouch, that's probably because of that. If you are bulging when you are doing some workouts, that's because of that. So this is how you can also recognize it. But I also have some videos to show you how you can check if you have DR on yourself. And I also have a complete diastesis recti ebook workbook that is available on my website. I will also link it below here. So first step is always make sure that you are healing properly after the pregnancy. A day of diastesis recti or you had a C-section, you have to heal first. After, what you can do, you have to make sure you're also eating proper nutrition. So you are eating good nutritious food, carbs, protein, enough fats as well, and vitamins and minerals. You're drinking enough water. You're having enough protein. You're having enough protein intake. So that's also very important, that you have a proper nutritious diet. Then what helped for me is a high intensity training, so high intensity interval training. If you can incorporate some sort of cardio into your routine, you can do other cardios where you don't have to do HIIT training. It's just something that really helped me, because HIIT training will help you burn more calories even 48 hours after you are done with the workout, and it's a short workout with intervals in it, which enables you to burn the more calories during the session and even after the session, which on steady state cardio level will not happen. And on steady state cardio, you will have to do much longer session from steady state to reach the same amount of burned calories than with this high intensity interval training. But yeah, so cardio, it's an important factor also for losing weight. You should also do core exercises. Make sure you are doing enough core exercises. You can do these several exercises to heal your diastesis recti. I also have some on my channel, how to start out with the core exercises step by step. So it's not starting jump in it, but the first step is to do just smaller exercise, lying on your back, easier exercises, and then you can build up your strength as well with that. Make sure that you have a proper fitness plan suited to your goals, set clear goals for yourself, have a fitness plan for it. And make sure you schedule your trainings, your session in your agenda, because it's proven that everything that we are planning is more likely to happen than something we are just creating in our mind, but actually we are not writing it down, but we don't plan it properly. Like, if I know I want to do training Monday, Wednesday, Friday, then I have to look at my life and see when will I be able to do the training on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Am I able to go to the gym, or I can do it from home? So which one will work for me? When do I pick up the kids? How's our life routine, dinner, etc.? So all these factors you have to consider, and then actually set a time aside for yourself to do your workouts, or go to the gym, or do it from home, and then really just plan it and do it then. So make sure it's in your agenda, make sure that you're gonna do it. Just to recap, what you can do is having proper nutrition for yourself, enough protein, carbs, vegetables, fruits, make sure you eat your veggies as well, drink enough water. Make sure you're healing first. If you have some pregnancy injuries, birth injuries, C-section, diastesis recti, make sure that it's healed first properly. So then after that, you can jump into a proper training plan as well that suits your goal. and make sure that you are doing strength training enough, you are doing the core workouts several times a week, and you are also doing some form of cardio. That I would say high intensity interval training is the best, because that really worked for me, and then I noticed changes in my body when I was doing that. I will also link you my other suggested videos in similar topics. Thank you for listening to me today.